So, I've got to be honest with you about something. What a lot of us consider to be yoga isn't actually that. The people we see doing highly complex acrobatic sequences in the yoga studios or on social media are not merely yogis. They're athletes. They're not doing yoga anymore for the sake of balancing their bodies. They're doing it for the athletic achievement of it. And my goodness, can we all just understand that harder doesn't necessarily mean better. There is absolutely zero physiological benefit to being able to drape your legs around your neck and wear them like a scarf, or do things like over splits, or balance on the crown of your head without using your hands. This is not yoga. This is performance art. This is Cirque du Soleil, and that is not the realm that most of us need to be practicing in. Now, I do want to say that I'm actually not a yoga purist at all. I don't even have a problem with doing yoga as a sport. I do think that we should blur the lines of tradition and add our own flair, and yes, even mess it up a little bit. After all, I think that's where really good progress and cool change comes from. And I admire those kind of yogis in the same way that I admire watching Olympic athletes compete. It's inspiring. But all of this yoga athleticism has been masquerading as a form of yoga 2.0 when really it's an entirely different category on its own. And I think just like baseball and basketball players have to kind of plan their careers around the inevitable elbow, knee, or shoulder dysfunction due to overuse, a lot of these yogis are gonna have some similar complications. Going into extreme over-rotation of the hips and the shoulders and the rest of the joints on a daily basis is just not a good way to balance your body in the long run. But I mean, that's the sacrifice you make for your sport, right? As an athlete, when you love your sport, you are obsessed with pushing past your limitations and conquering new heights. And those accomplishments are usually worth any cost, even at the physical detriment to yourself. Just not for me. And honestly, it shouldn't be for the rest of you either. I used to try to practice on that level, and I degraded my own body trying to do so. I started to see the negative impacts of emulating a lot of those yogis on my own body. And I realized, no, not worth it. For me, yoga is not where I want to leave it all out on the field. I don't need to be a high-performance yogi, but I absolutely need to be a high-performance human. And if you simply want to feel good living in your body, this extreme category of yoga is not the sandbox you need to be playing in. If your goal is to be functionally strong, flexible, and live with a clear mind and sharp intuition, doing the kind of yoga we usually do together is a great way to get there. Or even with a different teacher. It's all good. It's the kind of yoga that makes you go, wow, I didn't even know I had a muscle there. It can also work up a sweat, but restore and rejuvenate, and it is never harmful. To me, that's the sweet spot. That's where yoga is just right. We each have to find what will work for us, and none of it is going to all look or feel exactly the same. But that sweet spot never comes from copying someone else's practice just to satisfy our own vanity. So all that to say, remember this. Wherever you are in your practice, you are enough. You are perfect exactly as you are, and you are exactly where you need to be.